What make my campaign, in my mind, successful? Well, it's the person, it's the candidate that makes it successful. Someone that's realistic, I think someone that's thoughtful, I think someone that's flexible, someone that speaks the truth, someone that's candid, a person with vision, and a person with guts. You know, not every decision is a favorable decision, but you need people to be able to dig in and stand by their decision. You need people to make, you know, those are good decisions and not so popular decisions, but they have benefits down the road for the system as a whole. I think that's what's going to make the campaign successful. Obviously, word of mouth and getting out the vote, all that comes into play. But I think it's, at the end of the day, can you relate to this certain person? I believe my campaign will be successful. Number one, I have a child in CMS. I have an 8-year-old son headed to 3rd grade. So as he progresses through the school system, my thoughts, my decisions, my actions are always going to be thoughtful. How does that impact students in the classroom? How does that impact his teacher? I've seen classroom size expand in his school. I see limited resources in his school and what that struggle is, or you know, what the burden has been placed on his teachers. I see teachers that have to have a second job in order to make ends meet. So I understand, you know, the problems and the issues in terms of front line of education, and that's what the school board should be all about, educating our students. We need to deliver on our mission for CMS, and that is to maximize academic achievement by every student at every school. And that's what I want CMS to deliver on.
You know, in terms of campaign being successful, no matter how good you are, it's going to be something to help get the word out. So essentially, who's working for you and what's your budget?
Or the expected budget, we're looking at $35,000. I think we can be successful if we reach that dollar amount. Who's working for me? Parents, organizations, community leaders.
Specifics?
Well, it's hard to be specific. I'll say this in terms of specifics. This is a nonpartisan race, but I have a great deal of support in the Democratic Party. I'm a Democrat. Despite it being nonpartisan, politics or partisan always plays an outcome in election. It always plays a part in elections. I've been actively involved in the Democratic Party for years, and I expect a fair amount of support there. I'm a businessman. I expect support from the business community to some degree for my campaign. I'm a real estate agent. I would expect a reasonable amount of support, hopefully from realtors. I am a community-based person. I serve on my HOA. I'm in the community. I'm a volunteer at CMS, not just in my son's school, but other schools. So I would expect a reasonable amount of support from teachers, from staff throughout CMS, and from parents. I've been involved in the PTA. I would expect some support from people in the PTA organizations. Most of the groups or categories, I guess, that I threw out don't necessarily endorse candidates, but I would expect some support from them based on affiliation and based on values that I have that we share in common.